Very simple. You cannot speak to yourself. The idea of modalism, for people who don't know that, is that the Father and the Son are really the same person, different modes of the same person. That's absolutely impossible because the same person cannot talk to himself. So God and Jesus always talk to each other as between two persons. The Father says to the Son prays to the Father. That's absolutely clear. So simply take a deep breath and read those passages. So they cannot be the same person. The idea of modalism is a noble one to this extent. It's trying to defend the idea that God is one person. That's wonderful. God is a single individual. But to say that the Son is the Father and the Father is the Son and the Holy Spirit is another mode is simply to make nonsense out of very simple language. I suggest don't want to attempt that. God and Jesus are separate persons in the same way that every father is not his own son. No son is also his own father. So at a level of common sense and plain, easy language, I would say modalism is absolutely out of the question.
I would use for the questioner Luke 22:42. Jesus praying on the night of his arrest on the Mount of Olives. It says he withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them. He knelt down and prayed. So Jesus is praying to himself? I don't think so. And then what he prays, Father. So he's praying to someone else. He calls Father. If you're willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done. For the sake of not sounding too blunt here, but if you believe that Jesus manifested, or however oneness or modalists phrase it, that he was Father, Son, Holy Spirit at the same time, but particularly if Jesus was also his own Father. I don't mean to sound blunt, and I hope this doesn't come across too harsh, but Jesus then would be like someone suffering with schizophrenia. Split personality. It's actually a disease nowadays. So Jesus speaking to someone else and saying to that someone else that they have a will separate from his own will.
I think it's absolutely right. I would say to any modalist listening today, take a deep breath and read that verse there in Luke 22. Father, Jesus says, if you are willing, not if I'm willing, but if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours. Obviously, your child of 2 understands what's going on there. So the idea of modalism is a horribly difficult with respect to their view because people have learned this from early age, but it's just fundamentally not scriptural and will not work. No, the Father is always different from the Son. Now, they share qualities in common, we know that, but they're not the same person. So modalism is a false idea of God.